Hey guys, my name is Matthew, and today we're talking about why is Goodreads so bad? Here we go. Goodreads is the website that should be the homepage for all book lovers. We should absolutely love it. And yet, universally, people just don't like Goodreads. Goodreads has book reviews, book suggestions, a community. It should be like a social media site for book lovers, but instead it's horrible and people don't like it. There are lots of problems about Goodreads. You can look up your own con list about it. A couple that I particularly don't like: reviews are super slanted. I was on looking at Barack Obama's new book yesterday or the day before it came out, and there were a bunch of one-star reviews that the moderators hadn't cleaned up, not from people who'd read the book and said that the book was bad, for people who just don't like Barack Obama posting bad reviews. That's kind of a, typical of the site. It's kind of frustrating. You can't tell what real reviews are and what fake reviews are. But the biggest issue with Goodreads, just in general, the website is super, super clunky. It's hard to find the book that you're looking for. If you misspell it slightly, it doesn't come up. It's hard to find people you're looking for or the reviews that they've written about different books. It's hard to send comments or send in reviews or message people. It's difficult to add new titles, or it's difficult to do anything. The website is clunky and it's a disaster zone. It's really, really frustrating. The issue is the website looks like it was made in the mid-2000s, which it was. It looks like MySpace. It's like chaotic and hard to navigate. It's a frustrating site to be on, which is so sad because for book lovers, it should be our mecca. Here's why Goodreads sucks. It's because in 2013, Amazon bought it, which should be a good thing. You go, oh, Amazon bought it. That's wonderful. Amazon has lots of money and they're going to update it and keep it updated and all that kind of stuff. And they didn't, and they haven't, and they won't. The question is why? Why does the website look the exact same as it did in 2007 when it launched, when Amazon, who does have plenty of money, they do have the resources to be able to update this site? Why have they not? The reason is because Amazon bought Goodreads, and Goodreads is the king in this industry. As far as websites that have catalogs of books and a user base that uses it, Goodreads is number one. And they're not number one in an industry that has a lot of different options. They're number one in an industry that just really has Goodreads. And so the reason that no one has put money into making Goodreads better is because they don't have to. Goodreads has its user base, and the user base doesn't have anything else to turn to. In order to convince Amazon to do something with Goodreads, we would have to have a second player in the game who's trying to take some of the share away from Goodreads. Goodreads has 90 million users, and no one else comes even close to that. So for book readers, you would think we would be saying, hey, let's create another version of Goodreads and let's just, do something better. Of course, book readers have tried to do exactly that, and that's part of the problem. Is we've been so divided over the years about which new thing to jump into, but there's also a bunch of obstacles of even being able to kind of reach what Goodreads has done. Goodreads has compiled 90 million users worth of reviews and titles. It's this megalith of information in Goodreads that's based off of a lot of the information that Amazon continues to add to the resource. In order to reach something even close to what Goodreads has, they would have to spend years and years compiling that information and gaining users. It's a tough mountain to climb, but Goodreads will stay bad until there's another player in the game who's doing well. So who are the players right now? Who do you, if you want to support someone else, support someone that's not Goodreads, where do you go? There are a bunch of players. I'll list a bunch of them in the description, but the two players that I want to mention, just send some more people to it. Maybe check these out. One of them is the Storygraph. The Storygraph is really working hard on book suggestions and is compiling and growing. The creators of this site are passionate and they're growing. They really want to see Goodreads done better in the way that Goodreads should be done. Not just Goodreads, but it runs a little nicer, but something that Goodreads has been missing, which is some of those social and community aspects that Goodreads has never really capitalized on fully. The other site that I think has promise to be able to become a second in this industry is Library Thing. They've been doing a lot of purchasing of other softwares to try and improve what they have, and it has been doing really well. The trick here is we don't necessarily need something to become the new number one, But if something even comes close to becoming number 2 in a viable way, we'll see that Amazon will actually put some money into Goodreads and make it better as well. The hope is we can just create a little bit of competition, so that way there are actually 2 viable options for what we can actually see as good databases for books to be read in. Let me know in the comments what your least favorite thing about Goodreads is, and let me know also, why do you keep using it if you do? This has been a small discussion about why Goodreads is so bad. If you enjoyed this content, feel free to like and subscribe, and as always, stay safe out there.